Howdy y'all. Pay no attention to that John Deere sign behind me because we are at the ultimate Caterpillar Museum. We are at the Earth Moving Legacy Museum. And the cleaner and I are here for 100 years of Caterpillar celebration, 1925-2025. I think we need one of those, Dad. If you ever stood on the ground next to one of these that's running, you can just feel that engine thumping through the ground. First impressions are amazing already. This place is gorgeous. Okay, so the main event is not here, it's down the road. So they're running a shuttle bus. But Dad and I are going to drive down there, and then we can get our tickets there, and then we can go through the museum later. So we're going to go to the main event. I'm going to break a rule and come in here a little bit. But this tractor, I know these tractors. This is a Stretch 8 from Antarctica. The last one of these left the ice the year before I deployed. I thought that they were down there the year I deployed the first time, but they weren't. This one's known as Bigfoot. There's a couple other in California. There's some in Seattle, I think, at the Coast Guard Museum. But I know the folks that have ran these machines. And these will outpull a D8R and a D7E with the big payload buildings at the NASA Long Duration Balloon Facility in Antarctica. I've personally seen how much a D8R and a D7E struggled with it. One of these would pull one of those payload buildings. This is a treat to get to see this here. What an absolute beauty. And right over here on the ground, they've got the blade. Now the D8Rs and ice shelf dozers that they use currently in Antarctica, they have more of a coal mine blade, like for pushing coal, light material, big blades. And same as they had in Greenland on the D6Ms and the D7E that we were using up there. Honestly, this is making the whole trip worthwhile. I got Caterpillar goosebumps. Yeah. Dad's looking at the scrapers. I'm just so happy to see a fellow Antarctican here. I've already lost the cleaners somewhere. Bolt 5-ton. Love these cast iron pads. Those sound so unique. Military displays. I'm guessing this is kind of an airborne carry-all scraper. The dozer and a scraper in one.
Yeah, it is.
This is an interesting machine. Oh, I see. That's probably how they can transport it on a plane to take the tracks off and the blade. See, and then they got a rubber wheel. They got steel wheels back here, and then they can get it up on a plane. I know a little something about putting dozers on airplanes. That's very interesting. Ooh, look at this. E7.
The difference in colors. Of course,
yes.
Those are faded out.
You know, we better pay attention to this.
Well, you'll have it on video, although...
Yeah.
Look at the color of that one compared to these older ones.
Colors are so interpretive because our next T4 is going to be OD green. Carl, our 1945 5-roller. So we're just discussing the difference in the OD green between these. This is a lot darker. That's a lot lighter. Those are faded, I think, from the sun. There's a 10. Look at these, how round those lights are.
Yeah.
Very much like the 22 in a lot of ways.
Yeah, yeah.
The suspension's the same.
Foot clutch, same pedal.
You can see how a lot of this carried over into the newer ones. There's a 15 and another 15. Here we have a 30 across from it. Another 30. Those are roughly our D4 size.
Yeah.
A little bit smaller.
I'd say very similar.
And here's your 35, Dad. I love these cast iron pads. They're just so neat. And these have bolt-on cleats. Look at, got the side panels even.
We've cut a few of them 1R0749 filters open, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. We've cut a few cat filters in our day. 40. 20. 2020. And then we're getting to our 22. We're gonna have to start keeping our old oil filters for this sort of stuff.
Yes.
That's pretty smart. R4, Dad. This is the gasoline version of your RD4. Yeah, it's virtually the same tractor.
It's just a gasoline D4.
Yeah, that's it. It's got our winch. This is a little different one because this is for the, got the cables for a dozer up top.
They just have the R4 tag on the...
Yeah. These are very, extremely rare. There's another R5. An orchard. 22 orchard. And there's a regular 22. So that way you can go through your fruit trees.
Which shares a lot of common stuff with the D2.
A wide 22. Another R5, a wide R5. It's got those bolt-on track cleats too. This one's got a cab. Looks like somebody's done a really, really nice restoration on it. I don't know how a guy my stature would get in and out of there. How would you fit in through that door?
Well, nowadays with great difficulty.
We're built like operators. Road grader. More stuff to see here than I have eyes for sure.
Here's a little 30.
You know, this has got the provisions for a winter front like ours.
That's probably why ours was SP.
Yeah, well, that's why they call them, I think, a knuckle grinder or something. But see how they have the side seat on here so you can watch your blade on your road grader. These are your brakes. And I guess you still reach up here and pull the steering clutches to operate.
Yeah, and where's your master?
Right here. I guess it's not connected.
Oh, yeah.
But see, there's a linkage. There's a rod that goes from under there, I think, for your main clutch, so that the operator can watch what he's doing. 60. Diesel 35. What's this thing, Dad? I wonder what this is. Do you know?
Oh, I'm familiar with that.
Huh.
But this is a later RD4. You know how I know?
Because of the fuel tank.
Yep. It's got the doubler bosses on the fuel tank and the rear drain.
The early RD4s, it still has the brass cap, but the early RD4s have the drain here. And then this one is a wide.
4G15.
4G15 wide.
Wide, yeah.
Well, they changed the tank.
Yep.
But this is a super early one. Somebody reached out to me with 4G2. It has the early pony motor exhaust.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yep.
It does have the upgraded intake.
Yep.
I don't know that this toolbox is original.
No. Look how far they put the seat back.
Dad and I, when we would run equipment, we always argue about where the seat belongs, so I got longer legs than Dad.
Not too many bellow seals that don't leak.
No, pretty much every one of these is marking their territory.
Yeah.
It's as far as the eye can see of classic Caterpillars.
This would be cool to have. You could pull some shit with this.
Dad. RD8. Now we're getting into the big guys. Got a little dump bed on it that's on tracks. Forged track trailer and an RD7. I probably missed a bunch of them. It's total sensory overload again. D8. Special 100th anniversary D6 XE LGP. Electric drive, so it must be similar to the D7Es. We have a Holt. This must have been a transitional. It's got Holt, but it's got a Caterpillar exhaust manifold. What caught my eye was over here, Dad.
Our old 950.
Yeah, an 81J, baby. These were a Colorado basement digger's machine. The original 950As. That's why Dad can't lift his arm over his head, because of those controls. Memories?
Got a lot of hours in one of these.
Where's the tag? What is it? This is the first loader I ran, too. You put me up loading trucks. I remember I was about 10 or 11 years old, and I was scared to death. 81J 10120.
Yeah, they made a lot of these. Ours was a 4497, 81J 4497. So this is a later model than the one we had. The new one's the bell cranks all up here, single cylinder,
and the cab reverberating.
That's pretty typical.
Dad can't hear.
3-yard bucket.
We always had teeth on ours.
3304 engine. Why I got so tired of turbo whine. That air cleaner is right behind your head in the operator seat, and that window didn't seal that well, and that turbo whine would drive you crazy.
We did another thing with ours. Ours had extra weight back here. Our tires were loaded.
Yeah.
With calcium.
Because you're always coming up out of a ramp with a full bucket.
You remember our 2T D4 Sweet 16 that I thought was a Traxxon Traxcavator? We're about to find out, because look what we have here. A Traxxon Traxcavator. This is exactly the same frame that's on Sweet 16.
Yep.
Exactly. Except for this, they cut off and they moved it up there for the dozer.
Right.
This is it right here. And what is this on? This is on a...
It's an R4, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. A 6G90. So yeah, an R4. Got the crank start from the back, obviously, because you can't crank it in the front. That is definitely what Sweet 16 was.
And the 5 rollers.
5-roller frame.
Yep. So it's longer.
Ours is just a converted one of these, and I can't fathom running one of these.
Oh.
You can't see anything, really. Not to mention, you have to be like an octopus to run it. Here's a view from the operator's seat. Hardly any visibility, and I saw an ad for one of these that they show a guy dug a basement. It looked beautiful, nice and level, and he's finishing the corner up and he's digging it with one of these. And I can't imagine, having started digging basements in Colorado with one of those, trying to dig one with one of these. Can you imagine?
Look at the pedals, how worn they are.
Yeah.
This thing's seen some work.
Probably loaded trucks and you name it.
Holy moly.
Here's one on a D2. This is on a D6. Look at this thing. There's more iron than should be handled by that undercarriage.
Yeah.
I bet by the time they bolted all that stuff on, the undercarriage was worn out. The EIMCO. Holy smokes. This is a 4, I think.
It's a D315 engine.
Side tank.
Yeah.
What the heck? I don't know about you, but I'd be kind of scared to sit inside all this mess.
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Oh, yeah. Let's see if we can see a tag on. Holy moly. Looks like an operating OSHA violation. 6U.
Yeah, it's narrow.
It's a 6U D4.
977. Yeah, my dad was a master on one of these, on a 955. And let me tell you, with the loader and everything, you were a busy man up there.
983B, a 30 pipe layers, and a crane, and modern wheel loaders. Diesel 112, Auto Patrol, beautiful 10, and another beautiful 10. A little bit of a size disparity, huh? It's a Holt, very similar to the Holt 75. I actually rode on one of those in Rolag. It's one of my older videos. Not the best video, but check it out. Antique Caterpillar Machinery Owners Club. You guys should join. Cool. A lot of models for sale here too. Tempting. This DAT's getting new shoes. Diesel 35. gas 35. The Chuck Ehler 1936 Caterpillar RD4, the 20,000th Caterpillar diesel. Just talk to these fellows. And this is 4G 2711. This, and of course, it's got the PTO. I'm not going to go into big detail on this because there's tons of good YouTube videos on this already. In fact, there's a Caterpillar one. Very interesting, this RD4 firewalls. They kept changing where the gauges were, change them and change them. This is a great idea. Something to think about for hauling ours around. And I remember seeing in one of the videos a picture of the little girl when they were picking this up, sitting on the fender, and I guess that would have been 1936. RW1. This RD4's got a Laterno blade on it. Tag number 4G6656. Yeah. So pretty close to 6667 that we have. The way the paint's weathered is really cool. This one's got wasps in it like ours do. Cool Laterno blade. Some early wiggle wagons. Haul trucks. Articulating haul trucks. This one's a belly dump. I don't know that I've ever seen one of these. A DW10 belly dump. The plant choke scraper. Yeah, just torch it off and then weld it back together.
They did a very nice job.
Yeah, they did.
They used an alloy rod for the cast iron.
Still holding?
Yeah, I would trust that forever.
You grind that off, you probably wouldn't know any different.
It's been done twice.
Yeah, once on the outside and once on the inside. 2U11110? This is an LGP, but look how big these D4s have gotten since the ones that Dad and I are working on. This is a D3. The D3 is still not the size of ours. This is a D2. This D2 looks like it's still bigger than our D4s. And a D1. Closer, but still bigger. Imagine the joke about running the D1 is, well, it's gone. D1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Caterpillar brand pull behind grader. You can see what you're doing, barely. Some cabs better than no cab. Any cab's better than no cab. RD7. Holt combine. Wheel on one side and a track on the other. It's amazing this stuff survives as much wood is on it. We were just talking that this still has like the original pinstriping on the wood. It's a survivor. It's so much like the early Holts. It even has like a ship's wheel up there. Got the tiller wheel in the front, just like the Holt 75, except it only has the one track. Stockton, California. I feel like this thing probably still runs. I'm 40. MT85. This is a prototype Challenger, I think. Cat Challenger D6D SA. Birth of the Challenger tractor. Late 1970s. Cat Batmobile. Cat D4E rubber track. Tested prototype. They're testing the belted tracks. It does look like a Batmobile. RD8. Very interesting grouser bars, how they alternate. They're cut out in the middle. One thing about the tractors here, the undercarriages on them are absolutely beautiful. Almost all of them seem like they've been replaced recently. Simplistic gauge configuration and operator station for sure. See, that's what I tell Dad when I load the RD4. Don't be scared. That's what happens when you park your D8T in a bad neighborhood. And this is what happens when you park your D9N in a bad neighborhood in Antarctica. This steamer tractor is amazing. Much like a train, but a tractor. This is MTS, where this whole show is at, and behind me is the 3630T, which is the new tractors they got to work on Phoenix Airfield. Phoenix Airfield is the compacted snow runway in Antarctica, and these are quite substantially bigger and more powerful than the case quad tracks they were using to pull the 163,000 pound weight carts on the airfield. 395 cat excavator. And they got the whole lineup here too. I'm having my trouble wrapping my head around the new names for everything and get used to one thing for so long. Factory canopy and curtain Cat 15. Oh, he put a coil on that pony motor. Probably a lot easier to start if you don't have a good magneto. Boy, this place is like a who's who of Caterpillar enthusiasts. You never guess who I ran into.
What's happening?
SE Films is here.
Yeah, this is the brains of the outfit right here.
Brains of the outfit.
Yeah.
You want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'm Eric, and this is...
I'm Eli.
And we're a part of...
C Films.
C Films, yeah.
C Films.
Yeah, check us out on
We
YouTube.
call it SE Films. We'll put a link in the description down below, and
We're not quite as entertaining as this guy.
well, I can act like a clown on a camera because
Yeah.
I can't see the millions of people behind it.
That's right, that's right.
Well, it's good to see you guys
Yeah,
here.
good to see you
appreciate
too.
it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I know it's a left-handed shake.
Yeah,
yeah.
We're on the wrong side.
Yeah.
Just bumped into somebody else here. We got Ironman 3406.
How's it going, Aaron?
So, where are you here?
Why am I here?
Yeah,
Because I have the same disease that you do.
I think you do. I think it's contagious.
It is very contagious.
It even spreads out in the middle of the desert of Colorado.
Don't start buying Caterpillars. You'll
Yeah.
get hooked.
You ready? I'm ready. This has been an amazing show. Dad and I have had a lot of fun. We met a lot of great people. A lot of you stopped by to say hello, and I want to say thanks. And I do want to thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Everybody's cleared out. We can't stop. Can't stop watching these old cats. I just love to hear them pull. I love to hear them work. They're actually shaking the ground. I love it. We love this show. This is a cat nerd's fantasy here.